maximum warfare everywhere, all the time, in connection with the redistricting battle that Republicans launched. I stand by it. You can continue to criticize me for it. I don't give a damn about your criticism.
Breaking news for you here. The Virginia Supreme Court is tossing out that new congressional map that was crafted to flip four Republican Republican-held seats to Democrats. The court ruling in favor of a Republican challenge. The Virginia High Court rejecting a Democrat-backed ballot measure approved by voters last July.
Well, the ruling says that legislative Democrats did not follow the proper procedure when putting the referendum on the ballot. This could allow Republicans to keep their majority in the U.S. House. And coming the midterms here, this is an important time. Monica, your take on this, that major win for Republicans, setting the stage, setting the precedent to what we might see in other states.
I hope so. And I hope that, we're going to see some of this stuff like break through. I mean, there's just been so much going on through redistricting, and I wanted to see this right before the midterms. It's going to be a major push.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Mark, we gamed this out back during the Prop 50 California redistricting issue.
Yep.
And it looked at the time Republicans could pick up anywhere between 12 to 20 seats once all these redistricting maps were redrawn. And that might even be higher now with the Virginia Supreme Court throwing out the map there.
Yeah, I mean, we're estimating that the Republicans could pick up as many as 14 seats, which would mean that the whole talk and House Leader Jeffries saying, it's a lock in the midterms.
And that was 14
take back the House.
with the Democrat map in Virginia.
That's
so that
correct.
Would be
That's correct. So this would add to, that's exactly right. So that would add 20. Thank you very much. It's not going to be such a layup as they would suggest. But look, when it comes to the redistricting war, and it is a war, I'm looking for three things for the voters. I'm looking for clarity, consistency, and constitutionality. And that's why this was thrown out, because the ballot was unfairly drafted.
And the language.
We just got a major W from the Virginia Supreme Court because, as you heard there, they have thrown out Virginia's redistricting map. So that map is absolutely cooked. As a matter of fact, I want to read this for you all. It says, breaking in a 4-3 ruling, the Virginia Supreme Court has overturned the redistricting referendum approved by voters last month that could have netted Democrats 5 additional House seats. The court ruled the General Assembly violated the Virginia Constitution in advancing the amendment, nullifying the referendum entirely. So yeah, that map that Virginia was going to put forth, which would have had a 10-1 lean towards Democrats, 10 Democrats versus 1 Republican, it is now thrown out. So we are going back to their old map, which I believe was a 6-5 map. So yeah, done. It's off the board. It's off the table. And I want to talk about it a little bit more because this is major. This is really big stuff. Really big news. So where is it? Scott Presler. Big shout out to Scott Presler, man. If you guys don't follow him, definitely go and give him a follow. There is his @ right there on the screen for you. You can pause it if you need to. He does a lot of fantastic work for us on the conservative side of things. He said, I'm in tears. They told us we wouldn't win Indiana. And as you guys know, I made a video on that. We crushed it in Indiana. Absolutely crushed it. They told us we couldn't win Virginia, which we just saw that. Big W. We together as a family did win. Absolutely. And I would take it a step even further. If you want to go back to 2024, they told us that Uncle Trump would not retake office whatsoever. And we saw him getting thrown in courtroom after courtroom after courtroom, court case after court case. We saw his name get drugged through the mud day after day. We saw bullets get sent in his direction. And through it all, we still won. We still won. And we won again today. We won again today, which is such a beautiful thing. And I want to play this from CNN because they had to go live on air and admit that, Democrats are absolutely cooked now. Check it out.
Indiana, Alabama, and South Carolina may soon pass their own last-minute maps. So here's where that leaves the redistricting wars nationwide right now. Republicans have targeted 14 extra seats. Democrats could pick up 6. Theoretically, it would be an 8-seat GOP advantage. But here's an important caveat. Just because a seat is redrawn by Republicans or even Democrats doesn't mean it automatically goes that way.
I love how they all keep saying that now. And just because it's redrawn doesn't mean it's going to go that way. But they weren't saying that when it came to Virginia's maps, right? But of course, they're trying to still keep their voters engaged, of course, because they understand and know that it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And that map was light that she showed there, because South Carolina is more than likely going to redistrict. Alabama, I believe that Kate Ivey, I believe the governor is, already said that they're going to. Louisiana, I believe, has just started the process. So this map is light. Okay? It's light. In Indiana, I doubt they'll go back to it, but there's a possibility now, right? Because we just absolutely destroyed those rhinos. And so they are going to be pushed out of the way. And so we have another one from South Carolina, another one from Alabama, and one or possibly two from Louisiana. I don't know how Democrats get out of this, man. I really don't. I really don't. They have stepped in it. They have royally stepped in. And I want to show, where was it? Yeah, here it is. So just in, South Carolina House Committee votes in favor of redistricting before the 2026 midterms with a 7-0 map likely to prevail thanks to the Supreme Court ending racial gerrymandering. So yeah, it seems like South Carolina is most certainly going to be redistricting. And then we have Alabama, who they voted in the middle of the night. Democrats are now enraged nationwide after Alabama GOP state senators rammed through a 2026 redistricting bill in the middle of a dangerous tornado. In the middle of dangerous tornadoes, sirens blaring, freaking patriots passing it during a tornado. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, just that alone tells me that Alabama is more than likely going to get this done. These guys were still voting while tornado sirens were literally going off. Like, there's potentially a tornado outside the building, and they're like, nah, we're getting this done. We're getting this done. You know, that tells me that, yeah, that map is going to be redrawn.
Call us back in and say, now we didn't came, now they didn't call ourselves coming back and trying to go. He didn't made the motion to pass the bill when we supposed to be going into recess.
So still getting it done with the sirens going off. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, if only John Thune had that type of cojones, you know, had those types of cojones. And here's an update from Louisiana. This is the Louisiana State House this Friday morning. The Senate and Governmental Affairs Committee starts the congressional redistricting process today after the recent Supreme Court decision. A lot of people are here for public testimony. So that process has already begun in Louisiana. So not looking good for Democrats whatsoever. Not at all. And if we want to take a step back, because if we want to go back to the state of Virginia, right, in that whole situation, because I know myself, I was looking at the how much Republicans have spent and how much Democrats have spent, on the referendum in Virginia. And when you look at the expenses, it was like a 3-1 tilt in favor of Democrats. I'm like, yo, why aren't we doing more in Virginia? Well, maybe, just maybe, Republicans knew that was more than likely going to be struck down, because now all of that money that Democrats spent, which some estimates are up near $100 million, that they spent in total, right? Not just from the Democrat Party, but also dark money, big Democrat donors. Some estimates were upwards of $100 million total. I've also seen estimates of about $60 million. But regardless, that money has now been wasted. And that's also millions of dollars that they won't be able to spend on the midterms, because they just blew a lot of it. Okay? And like I said, they outspent Republicans 3-1 in that Virginia referendum that just got struck down.
And that's exactly what happened. I've been texting with folks, and they're saying, and these are folks at the D-Trip saying, yes, this is a setback, but they feel like, they were trying to get 4 additional seats. Probably 2 of those they probably can get, particular if it's a wave.
Because could be a bad year for Republicans.
It could be a bad year. But listen, this is a big blow. Hakeem Jeffries, I basically wrote a column that was like, this was great for Hakeem Jeffries because he was all in on it. $38 million spent from a group affiliated with him. Obama was in on this, and now this is a big defeat. And one of the reasons why Virginia was so important as well was Democrats were anticipating this Supreme Court decision.
Yeah. And now they're absolutely cooked. Now they are done. They're done. It's over with. The proverbial fat lady is singing. Okay? I want to go back to this. So they've got a total of 6, while we've got 15, 16, 17, 18 maybe, right? We've got 17 to their 6. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. It's plus 11. And then if we do get something from Indiana, because now, see, Indiana is also important as well. What happened in Indiana is absolutely massive, because I think it displayed that we, the voters in this new Republican Party, we are not playing any games. We're not playing. The days of old when rhinos could come through and do whatever it is that they wanted to and tell us what they were going to do, and we just had to sit back and take it. What we did in Indiana, I think shows that those days are over. Those days are done. And if we manage to do what I think we're going to do in Texas as well with John Cornyn, it's really going to send shivers and chills down the spines of these rhinos, because I saw a report yesterday, I believe it was, that the Bushes and other former Republicans, of the old age, have been donating to John Cornyn and trying to, in groups aligned with them, in trying to get John Cornyn past the finish line, past Ken Paxton. And so if we manage to defeat them once again there, I think that's really going to send some shivers again. And I think it's going to be the final nail in the coffin, me personally. That's just me guessing, right? Just based on what we were able to accomplish in Indiana. Although we didn't sweep the board in Indiana, but I think we swept enough of it. And one of the guys that managed to squeak by, I think one of the only reasons why he squeaked by is because the other 2 people on the ticket had the same name. So it probably confused a lot of individuals when they went in the booth and was like, wait, which Williams is the right person? I forgot, and so it kind of split the vote between, the two, I forgot what the name was. I'm just going to say Williams, right? So it split the vote, and this other rhino just managed to, squeak on through. So had that not been the case, there would have been another rhino off the board. And so, yeah, man, I think stuff like that is massively important, especially today, where you have people like John Thune, who is absolutely taking over the party and trying to push it in a completely different direction than what we want it to go. Sending a message like that is massively important, and I think we need to continue to do that in Texas, as well with Lindsey Graham as well. And so today we won again. Absolutely beautiful. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Looks like the midterms are going in our direction, but I will leave you with this one final message, and I wish I would have put this at the very beginning. None of this matters if we don't show up and vote. We still have to show up. All of this sounds good. It looks phenomenal, but we still have to show up and vote. All right? Show up in the midterms, and also show up in the primaries. There's lots of primaries that are still to come. So make sure you're showing up in the primary still. Make sure you're showing up in the midterms. And it looks like if we can manage to do that, we'll accomplish something that's only been done 3 times in like the past 100 years. This year is looking like the 4th year that the party in power stays in power. Peace and love. I'm out.